This is Hardcore Weather for Friday, September 19th, 2008. Hello there, everyone. Rick Mitchell with you from Eyewitness News 5. I haven't done hardcore weather much this week. In fact, I'm off today, but I'm still doing hardcore weather. It's just been a busy week for me behind the scenes, but kind of a boring weather week. But I thought I at least needed to get one hardcore weather in here. By the way, Andy Wallace has learned how to do hardcore weather, so he'll be doing them especially on the weekends. So what do you say we start by talking about a change that will be taking place on Monday? Let's start off with the fact that summer comes to an end Monday morning. Autumn arrives, the autumnal equinox. That will be Monday at 10:44. And when an equinox happens, whether it's the autumnal or the vernal equinox, this is the autumnal, that's when the sun is directly over the equator. And this graphic that we're looking at is from the National Weather Service, our friends there at the National Weather Service. We appreciate what they do for us. The north and south poles will be equidistant from the sun. And at or near the North Pole, 6 months of perpetual daylight ends, and the nights, it turns into 6 months of perpetual night. And at the South Pole, the opposite occurs. And close to the equator, or right at the equator, day and night each will be nearly the same length. So there you go. A little bit of the education on the autumnal equinox, which is Monday at 10:44, the official arrival of fall. This is the 500 millibar flow from 7 o'clock this morning. And what you want to notice here, that there's a little weakness in the ridge over the southern plains. Remember the clouds we had yesterday? That was those clouds were a result of this little weakness. You can see all the cloudiness from Missouri through Arkansas. It's all east of us. But that's going to help, keep temperatures reasonably comfortable in the low 80s. There is a fairly significant upper low just off the northern California coast, but the bulk of the jet stream still pretty far north across Canada. And the tranquil weather pattern is going to continue for the next few days at least, perhaps all the way through next week. Let's look at some of the models. This is the GFS from 12Z, so 7 o'clock this morning. And we'll go through this semi-quickly because there's not a whole lot to talk about. At lunchtime today, look at this nice little cold front way up north in Canada. But that's nowhere near going to make it here. We'll go through the weekend. There is Saturday morning. Cold front does make it into the northern plains. Nice, 1028 high building in behind there. Our little weakness that I talked about will produce perhaps a few showers east of Oklahoma this weekend, but doesn't look like anything for around here. As we get on into Sunday, notice we've got an area of low pressure developing in the lee of the Rockies, and that kind of sets up a pretty decent, a fair pressure gradient. I mean, the southerly winds will start to pick up a little bit as we head on into late Sunday and Monday. Notice the rain that breaks out across the northern and central plains, as there is going to be a cold front that tries to make its way in here. Here's 12Z Tuesday, so that's 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. There's your cold front moving through Nebraska. Nice little bit of rain with it, but man, that front just fizzles out before it ever makes it into Oklahoma, maybe northern Oklahoma. But the rain chances, at least according to this GFS model, do not look all that impressive. There's Wednesday morning, and maybe northern Oklahoma. That's about it. Then we get on into Thursday, and not much precip around. And now we're into already next Friday, so a week from today. Now next weekend, no rain, nothing going on. It's not until, and we're just going to kind of go through this, it's not until we get into, now we're into October. That is Thursday, October 2nd. It's not until we get into the first weekend of October that we see something coming along here, and I'll show you what it looks like at the 500 millibar pattern. That would give us a chance for some thunderstorms, maybe Friday night into Saturday morning, the first weekend of October. This is Saturday morning, the 4th of October, and there you go. Maybe that's our next chance of rain. Let's look at the 500 millibar pattern. This is also the GFS from 12Z, 500 millibar flow. Here's our little weakness in the ridge over us, but that kind of goes away and shifts east of us. And again, that could be a shower maker over the weekend. Here's 12Z Sunday, so Sunday morning. Nice energy coming into the northwestern, northwestern U.S. and the northern Rockies, and a broad trough covering much of eastern Canada. But not much impacts Oklahoma. Now, this trough is what's going to help bring that cold front into the northern and central plains, but the energy stays pretty far to the north. That's Tuesday. Then we're out to Wednesday morning, and notice the ridge that kind of reestablished itself across the southwestern U.S. Remember, there's a front that's going to be in here, but it may not have enough push to make it into Oklahoma at this point. That would be our next chance of rain if it does, but actually, this is Thursday out to Thursday afternoon, and the ridge rebuilds across the southern plains rather nicely. I'm going to go through this rather quickly because it's pretty boring until we get to this point. Again, this is that first weekend in October. That's Friday night, October 2nd. And as that trough moves through, maybe that's enough to give us some showers and storms. But, hey, anything this far out on the GFS is probably junk, not to be trusted. But, hey, it's something we'll keep our eye on, and maybe perhaps is our next chance for seeing any rain. All right, that is hardcore weather for this Friday. Looks like uneventful weather, and we will see what happens as we go through next week. But certainly the weekend looks awesome. Great outdoor weather, no doubt about that. Again, check out Andy Wallace's hardcore weather this weekend. I do believe he's going to attempt to do it again, barring something that would take precedence over that. But tune in. Again, I'm off today, so Rusty McCraney will be working for me tonight, 5, 6, and 10. I will be back on Sunday, and we'll have hardcore weather again from me starting on Monday. So have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.